Be my own go make it on my case like it's my
Yo, boom family, why do people use two compressors? So even one of my students actually asked me, why do people use two compressors? So I want to address it in this video, why you should use two compressors and how to use two compressors. So yes, and this video is also going to address the reasons why you have harsh vocals, because I've also had a lot of questions concerning harsh vocals. Say, oh, I always end up with harsh vocals. What is the problem? So I'm going to be dealing with that on this video. So stick around. Like I always say, this is not a skit, it's a class. So drop whatever you're doing and focus. It's a class. It's like you're going to mixing school. Yes, let's dive in quickly. So we're going to turn off the reverb. This would also teach you how to avoid flooding your song with your mixing with a lot of plugins, how to use minimum plugins. So the first you want to do is to try to control those peaks. What do we use first is a tube, which is more or less a saturator. So like I always talk about, say on saturation, when you are using any saturation plugin, you need to exaggerate it so that you see what it's doing, the kind of character is adding. So you can see I've exaggerated it, but in this case, let's turn off the beat so that we see what it's doing. See, just grinding the vocal. So now we know what it's doing. So sometimes it might not even be perfect for the song. You have to change it. Do you get? You have to change it. For me, I don't like it. Let's use the other type of tube. I don't like what he's doing to that vocal. So let's use it and let's change it. Listen.
Be my own make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say plantain. Be my own make it on my case like it's
I think I like what this guy is doing. Sensitivity. Be my own
make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say plant. Be my own make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say plantain.
So we dial it back.
Be my own make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say
plant. Put it on 6. So see now I've just exaggerated the first one. I see that I don't like what it was doing. It was too prevalent, you know, around that low end, and I didn't like it. I needed something that would touch on that mid-range. So now that we have been able to, you know, add some harmonics and some nuances to the vocal, the next thing we want to do is to use, I randomly placed all these things, is to use a plugin that has attack. Let's use comp, so that you would understand what I'm saying. When you are using compressor, you don't forget you remember I talked about release, but this thing is going to be attack. This is our first compressor now. So let's put it here. This is our first compressor. What do you do with your first compressor? You want to really compress the vocal. You want to really control those peaks, those dynamics. You want to make the vocal very consistent. That's the word. That's the right word. You want to make it consistent. How do you do this? Is by making sure your attack is almost finished, like infinity 0. But sometimes I usually use 1. Like 1. Do you get 1? I usually use 1. Then you can leave this one on this mid. Don't touch this release because it's on the middle. Then now we will use this thing now to compress the song very well. Don't be scared to compress. Let me tell you, one of the reasons why you have harsh vocals, why you have your mix notes, when you master, your song will be sounding somehow, is because you are not compressing enough. Compress well enough, you will not have those problems. Compression is okay, let me teach you how to compress. Compress your song in a way that you almost seeing that you're over compressing, then you dial it back a bit. That's the right spot. So don't be scared to compress. over compress. Like I always say, when you are doing something on vocal, do it too much, then you bring it back a bit. Once it's leaving that, you know, exaggerative mood, then you dial it back. Do you get? Once it's getting too much, you dial it back. That is the right spot. So compress it and feel that it's too much. Then you bring it back. That is the right spot. That's how to compress. Don't be scared. Compress your vocal. Don't be scared. Most of the tutorials I'll tell you, don't compress, don't compress. They use analog gears to control their dynamics. They use a lot of saturation, a lot of input, you know, compressors. By the time they get into the door, the song is already very, very, very controlled. The dynamic is well controlled, so they don't really need much compression. But you that is recording, you know, from the box, you need a lot of compression to be able to master your songs. So let's set our ratio to 4 or 3. Let's put it on 3 to 1. Then yes, we already have our attack set. Then we need to work on the threshold now. Let's go.
Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting. Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting. I'm on my knees.
In this case, I'm the one telling you, don't mind this guy. See this number here, don't mind him. It is when you, after compressing that, I will show you what I have there. When you are compressing that, pay attention to how the vocal is squeezing, how the compressor is squeezing the vocal. So you no longer hear those, the vocal jumping like this, pop, 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 pop. Like the high end is jumping like this, pop, 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 pop. Do you get? So you need to hear the smoothness of the vocal. Now listen. Then you just gain to see what he's doing. You gain.
Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say plant. Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my
So let's finish the attack and see what he's doing.
Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting.
You work on both the threshold and the gain so that you just gain match to hear it in real time, to hear what you are doing.
Be my own go
then you bypass.
Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting. On my
let it be grinded. Don't be scared.
Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting. Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting. Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say planting.
See? We have, look at our trash release here. I'm telling you, most of the song you hear, that's how it's compressed. Don't be scared, use it. By the time they use many compressors and they come and do small, you think, but you that is having a lot of dynamics, you'll be shouting here, my song is harsh. This is the reason why your song is harsh. Use your first one now. What are we using it to do? We're using it to capture the peaks. We don't want transient now. Stick around. We don't want transient now.
Be my own go my make it on my case like it's my
I dial back a bit to see.
Go my make it on my case like it's my she don't till I say plant.
Yeah, it's smooth, very smooth. You need it to be smooth. So once it becomes smooth, not squeeze but smooth, that is the right spot. Then our next compressor, let's use something like okay, let's use something like this to bring back the body. Then this time we already EQ'd, so we are not dealing with EQ now. Let's use yes, this. Then we can use the blue. Then we play. Then we compress. This time, look at what we are setting on the attack now. This time we are going to use a very slow attack. Your second compressor should be slow attack. So I'm using the slowest attack on this compressor now. This is the slowest attack on this compressor. So now, what are we using this compressor to do? So you see all those transients that we've removed. We first of all use the first compressor to make it consistent, smooth, no harshness. Now we are going to use this thing now to creatively bring back the transient. You get? This thing now will bring back the transient and the body and everything that the vocal has. You know, we've been able to control in the vocal. So now, watch.
Make it on my case like it's
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? As I move this guy, did you hear that? Now it is well compressed. You can hear that compression. You can hear it. That's hard to hear. Most of you say you don't hear compression. You don't even know. It is because you are not compressing enough. It is because you are not using transient. You are not controlling the transient enough. You are using fast. You are using slow attack. That is why. Now we have used slow attack here, and we are using a kind of fast release because it's not creative. We are using it for a reason. We are not just doing it. Do you get? You are using it for a reason. So listen to it as I increase the input, which is like the threshold, pushing the input into the compressor. Look at how it brings back that, you know, it brings back that top end, but in a very clean way. Listen.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah. She know till I say planting. Papa on my knees, hello to
you hear that?
Anytime you see say I disappear, they want to clean my chest. Cause I don't feel like this life is unfair.
So you just use this one to reduce if it's too high.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah. She know till
perfect. Now let's bypass the three compressors, the three things we've done, and see what it's doing.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah.
See?
Now
let's play them.
Can
you hear that? So now, since we have done all this, now we now bring in a limiter. Let's use, I think I had a limiter here. Great, okay. Yes, a limiter. So all you need to do is to apply this limiter, is to click on this limiter. If you are using this one, you can decide to use any limiter. But now we are using the limiter option here. Now let's see, this is the gain. So you don't need to use it too much. So you just reduce it. This one should be just like this, touching the highest peaks.
Make it on my case like it's my
yeah, not too much. Yeah, not too much. Between 1 to 2, you are okay. Just to catch those stops. Then what you want to do now is to use something like this. Because you have those low end disturbing, those plosives. I want to control those plosives. That was why I added this one. So let's see. So you can
make it on my case like it's my yeah. She know till I say planting. Papa on my knees, hello to France. Anytime you see say I disappear, they want to clean my chest.
Then you now use this one to control the dieza. Me, I can use a different dieza. I can use this one, but let's use this one. So I'm setting it to let me see, 7,000 with what I'm hearing.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah. She know till I say planting. Papa on my knees, hello to France. Anytime you see say disappear, they want to clean my chest.
Clean, well compressed. Then you can come now and use something like maybe let's use hub, or you can use any of the SSL if you want. You can use SSL. This is going to be like a corrective EQ. Do you get? And this corrective EQ could be after the compressor. Do you get? So this corrective EQ could be after the compressor, just to, you know, remove some things that the compressor has added that you don't. It could be this corrective one that could be after the compressor, if you like, or after, or the end of everything. But most times I use it after the compressors. Then the dieza will be the last thing. So let's see.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah. She know till I say planting. Papa on my knees, hello to France.
So let's see.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah.
So what I want to remove now is around this place, around 200 downwards. But I'm going to use like a shelf. I'm not going to cut, but like a shelf, because I still need some parts. I still need those low end. So I'm going to use like a shelf. So I'm not going to use a bell. So I just bring this to a certain point and just reduce it. So let's reduce it and see what we are doing.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah.
You hear that? So they are low end and just curving down like this. Curving. So there is still low end on it. I still have a bit of sound on it, but it's not like cut like this, just like shave like this. So I still have things going through that beneath it.
Make it on my case like it's my yeah.
Did you hear that?
On my knees, hello to France. Anytime you see say disappear,
clean.
Clean.
So if you have this vocal now playing on a sound and on a song, when you master it, there will be nothing like harshness. It will cut through the mix. It will be prevalent. It will be strong. We are going to play the beats so that the beat is not even mixed. So, but we are going to play it and see how it's working on the stuff. So I'm just teaching you how you can compress to avoid harshness, even if you are not using things like let me see, things like dynamic compressor, where I taught you have to cut issues here. You just try to compress here. For instance, you don't have it. Say, okay, let me use compress the high end, compress here separately. Then you compress here, get separately. See? So now you are compressing here. You can still add this one to the section and try to compress it. But if you don't have that first compressor that is compressing it, where those two compressors, you would end up having a high, because this one will not solve the problem entirely. This one will just, shaping the sound into different bands. Sienna is very, very consistent. So let's add a delay. I'm going to teach you that delay again so that it will just be like full mix. So the delay now, we are cutting from 300. The delay should be from 9K to 10K if you want. Should not be too much. Now, the reverb. Now, I've taught you how to set reverb before, so you can see 5K, 3K, 3 Hz, 300 Hz, 6K, then decay. I've taught you before how to use decay and decay pre-delay. So now what we do is this. The reverb, see, this is how to count it. Vocal, delay. Let me use something like this. Vocal, these are 3 layers now. Can you see this? Something like this. So vocal, delay, and reverb. The reverb must not interfere with this guy. The delay should be after vocal. The delay is singing here. Can you see? The delay is singing here. It's delaying the vocal. Then this one, we should not interfere with these two at all. That's when you have perfect mix. Now let's see how we can achieve that. See, if I put this delay now, this reverb now, this pre-delay now on 30-50, you can see it's disturbing everything. It's spoiling the whole mix. So what you need to do is to make sure you bring it further and listen to it. Exaggerate it, like I said. See, 150. See, it's singing on its own. It's like latency now, singing on its own. So you dial it back. See, this delay, this vocal is singing. You can hear the 3 now, distinct 3. The vocal, the delay, and the reverb separately. 111. Since the artist is not singing too fast, it's following the tempo of the beat. So I will recommend between 2 on the decay. So it's slow. So you need the reverb to just, follow. So on this song, so when the artist is singing very fast, you use very short reverb from one something. Don't ever get to 2 when the artist is singing fast. If the artist is singing like this kind of mid-tempo, it should be 2 or more. But if it's like blues, like R&B, soul songs, it should be like 3 or 4 even. Do you get? So, but this case now, the artist is just singing, let's say 2. You can hear that as even the reverb is very high, 30, the mix is very high, but you can still hear that the reverb is far from the original source. That is what you want to achieve with it. That's reverb. Reverb is not putting the reverb on there, except for creative reasons. Reverb is not something you just, as the thing is singing, the whole vocal is reverb. No, now. It should be different from the original source. That's when it becomes reverb. Adjust the mix. Shouldn't be too much.
Make it on my case like it's my She don't like say planting. I'm on my knees. Hello to France.
You hear that? Very clean. So let's play the beats and see what he's doing.
Make it on my case like it's my She don't like say planting. I'm on my knees. Hello to France. Anytime you see say disappear, they want to clean my chest.
Can you hear that?
Make my way smooth to see contour. It be my own
brightness. Just added, I did a brightness parallel before, so brightness like aux. So when you play it with the beat, you'll be able to ascertain if the vocal is too compressed now or if it's too much. But don't be afraid to compress. Most of the songs I've reviewed recently, the problem I saw was that the vocal is not well compressed. When you feel that the vocal is getting too compressed, you dial it back a bit. That is the right spot. So this tutorial is just a guide. You shouldn't do the same number. Don't go and copy numbers. Oh, I'm seeing compressor 18 because it's not the same input. It's not the same song. It's not the same artist. So it's a guide to follow. So compress enough, compress well. Don't be scared. And follow the formula. I'm telling you. And I'm very proud of those guys. You need to know the pace these young guys are learning. Some people sent me songs for review, my followers. I was blown away with the, speed at which they are learning. I'm very impressed. Some people, I don't want to mention name, a lot of them sent me and I was so impressed. And most especially my people that paid for the online courses. Wow, they blown me. After 1 or 2 sections, when they sent me their songs, after they mixed them, I was totally blown away with the vocal mix and the rest. So yeah, boom, that's as far as we can go. Shout out to everybody. Thank you.